After seeing what Mohamed Diawara did against the San Antonio Spurs, I have to say it. Leon Rose might have pulled off highway robbery again. We're going to break that down on today's show. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel here at Knicks Now by Chat Sports. We go live for almost every single Knicks game, and we put out free videos every single day. And Tyler Smith, the host of Celtics Today, and Jake Chipper, who hosts 76ers Now, they have challenged the Knicks real ones out there to a subscriber battle. I hate the Celtics, and I always want to beat the Sixers. So if you love the Knicks and you're with me, hit that sub button right now. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. I'm still feeling good about that win over the San Antonio Spurs on Sunday. But after I went and rewatched the film and I took a deep dive into the stats, I'm even more giddy about Mohamed Diawara. What he did yesterday showed, I think, Mike Brown, and I think Mike Brown already knew this, but I think showed everybody on the Knicks team, everybody that supports this basketball team, that they have discovered a diamond in the rough with Diawara. 14 points yesterday, but it was the willingness and the confidence that he showed when it comes to getting up three-pointers in a very quick margin. 15 minutes yesterday for Diawara, and he puts up 13 three-pointers. He was a plus 18 in those minutes, and he flashed what I believe could be a major difference-making piece for the Knicks going on into the playoffs. You don't see guys at 6'9", 225 pounds move the way that he does off the ball on the offensive end. I think he is just scratching the surface of who he is going to be in this league, and I think he's already miles ahead of what we all anticipated who he was going to be as a shooter in the NBA. I think we all thought there was going to be some defensive ability with the length, the size, and the athleticism, but I have been taken aback by his ability to knock down the three-point shot. It was rough a little bit early on in his rookie season, but he has found his stride. In the last 13 games, he's given you 6.5 points per night, and he's shooting 41.3% from downtown. In the last 31 games he's played in, he's shooting 41.9% from three. And in the last 12 games he's played in, on catch and shoot three-point opportunities, he's knocking those down at a 44.7% clip. He is operating in the percentage range of elite shooters in the NBA. And he's already standing out amongst some of the best rookies in the entire 2025 NBA draft class. When you talk about plus minus by all the top rookies this year, Mohamed Diawara is fourth. And the Knicks got him at the 51st overall selection. Con Kneppel, a top 10 pick. Hugo Gonzalez, that looks like a steal of a pick as well by the Boston Celtics. Dylan Harper, top 5. Kalkbrenner, a first-round pick. And there is Mohamed Diawara at a plus 76 as the 51st overall selection. And his production is turning into wins. The Knicks are 10-2 when he plays more than 12 minutes in 22 seconds. The Knicks are 7-0 when Mohamed Diawara scores more than 7 points in a game. We are seeing when he produces, and it's not even that high of a bar, the New York Knicks win basketball games. They're 13-2 when he scores more than 5 points in a game. When they get any sort of production from him, they are winning games at an extremely high rate. And when you take a super zoomed in focus on what he does on a night in and a night out basis, he is one of the best Knicks defenders on the court. This is the entire season right here for the New York Knicks. I have it filtered by the best defensive rating. Mohamed Diawara in 50 games this year, when he is on the court, the Knicks have a 105.6 defensive rating, meaning they only allow 105.6 points per 100 defensive possessions. That would be the best of any heavy minute getter that is still in the rotation. I'm not including Tyler Close. He does not play all that much anymore. To put that into perspective, Landry Shamet is at 107.6 OG Anunoby is at 109.1. The minutes per game can skew that, obviously, but I think that puts a little color to the picture of what he can be as a defensive player. We've already showed you, and you've seen what he could do as a shooter, but I still think there are major leaps for him to go in those departments. He's already a good defender in this league. If you just take a snapshot of the last 15 games that the New York Knicks have played in, Diawara has played in 14 of those games. Yabusele doesn't play. Not here. Dadier has played in 2 games. Doesn't play. Kevin McCullough, 5 games played. In 14 games played over the last 15 games the Knicks have played in, he has the best defensive rating at 97.0. OG Anunoby is at 98.0. And he has a net rating, meaning when Mohamed Diawara has played in those last 15 games, the Knicks are outscoring their opponents by 19.2 points per 100 possessions. Mohamed Diawara has been awesome, and nobody saw this coming. Leon Rose, Brock Aller, Worldwide West, Gerson Rosas, everybody that is in the front office, the scouting department, kudos. You guys did it again. You found another gem in Mohamed Diawara at pick number 51 in the NBA draft. I also have to give a lot of credit to Mike Brown because since the beginning of the season, he has not been afraid to put Diawara out there. And it almost feels like Brown has taken the responsibility of being that guy that's ushered Diawara through his NBA rookie season, and he has shown confidence in him. And when you're a young player like Diawara at 20 years old and the head coach believes in you, you're going to go out there and play free. Mike Brown said this about Diawara after the big win yesterday against the Spurs, quote, "First thing I would say is Mo is not afraid. I've said this to you guys before. For a young guy, I've thrown him out there in games to start and on national TV. He didn't bat an eye. He might start 3 games in a row. Then he might not play the 4th game. He doesn't bat an eye. He is the most confident young man I've been around. And he's got a chance to be not good, really good. He is the most confident young man I've been around." Mind you, this is the guy that was LeBron James' coach for his first stint in Cleveland. Maybe a little hyperbole there by Mike Brown, but man, I can't believe how good Diawara looked yesterday. I know we only hit 4 of 14 shots yesterday. He tweeted out in a funny manner, "It felt like I was 4 for 4. It felt like all of those threes were halfway down and then popped out. Every single time he now shoots, I expect it to go in. And I also expect him to play every single night." Mike Brown talked about how right now Diawara is in the 9th spot, and Sohan's in the 10th spot, and Sohan's in the 9th spot, then Diawara is in the 10th spot. I've seen enough. Mohamed Diawara has a big impact on winning, and he needs to play every single night. And I also think he needs to be in the playoff rotation. We'll talk about that coming up. But he is another weapon that this New York Knicks team can use. We all saw how that game started against the San Antonio Spurs. They were daring Josh Hart to go out there and shoot the basketball, and he couldn't make shots. They were playing that ghost coverage on him. They then tried that against Mohamed Diawara. He said, "Yo, I'm not Josh Hart. I'm going to let it go out and fly." Josh Hart might actually be a better shooter than Diawara, but like Mike Brown said, it's the confidence, no fear. Diawara is going to let it fly and get up shot after shot after shot. Josh Hart's like, "Well, I'm not really all that confident in my shot. I'm going to try a dribble handoff. I'm going to try to get in the paint and make something happen." No, Diawara is just going to let it fly. And when you show that confidence, it causes defenses to eliminate that ghost coverage. And we saw the game open up once Mitchell Robinson and Diawara were entered into it yesterday. It is scary to think that he is 20 years old. He might not be done growing. That's what's crazy. He's already 6'9". His wingspan has to be close to 7'3". It's insane the type of reach he has on defense. What is he going to look like in year 5? There's been a lot of talk about Pascal Siakam as a comp. And sometimes you do see that with his ability to score in various ways around the rim. But I think my new comp is Luol Deng. I think that is who Mohamed Diawara can be. The way he moves around the perimeter, he's going to add more muscle. He's going to add more size to his frame. And I think he's going to be able to defend like Luol Deng in 5 years. And I think he's going to be a better three-point shooter than Deng ever was, with volume and with efficiency. I'm extremely pumped up with Diawara. I can't wait to watch him when the Knicks are back up at it. We'll talk more about that. We got to talk about the rotation, and are the Knicks too deep at this point? First, though, I got to let you know that this New York Knicks hat's pretty sweet. It's got 3 Knicks logos on it, all of them. It's on sale. Save $20. Go to chatsports.com/Knicks hat sale. It's chatsports.com/Knicks hat sale. It was $47. Now it's what, $25, $27? Save yourself $20. It's chatsports.com/Knicks hat sale. I'll make sure that link is clickable down in the comments and the description. I think that this is bad news for Jeremy Sochan, and it's not really anything that he has done. We knew, and he knows, and the Knicks knew, that he is not a guy that's going to knock down three-point shots. He's not going to keep teams honest, and his jump shot, it needs to be torn down and then built back up. I just don't see how you could play Sochan over Diawara. I can't. I know Sochan may be a little bit better of a defender, but man, Diawara gives you so much more on offense, and I don't think the drop-off from Sochan's defense to Diawara's defense is nearly as close from Diawara's offense to Sochan's offense. Like, you look at this rotation, and you got to think about when Miles McBride comes back healthy, who's going to be playing every single night? You know, Bridges, Brunson, Anunoby, Hart, and Towns. That's 5. Jose Alvarado is going to play every single night. Mitchell Robinson is going to play every single night. I would assume Landry Shamet is going to play every single night. Diawara should play every single night. Insert Deuce McBride, you're 10 people deep, and you just don't go that deep in the NBA playoffs. There's going to be some tough decisions for Mike Brown to make, and decisions that he's going to have to make that he may not want to make. But, man, I'm curious to see what this playoff rotation looks like. Do they tinker with the starting lineup? I know there's been some people that have reached out to me. I've gotten DMs on Twitter and DMs on Instagram. People have even emailed me, Marshall, we got to start Mohamed Diawara. I think that's a little bit too rich at this point. I'm still going to ride with Josh Hart, and I want to give a shout-out to Josh Hart. The first 8 minutes of this ball game was arguably his worst game in his NBA career. But what did he do in the third quarter? He found a way to impact the game even when the shot was not falling. He got in the paint. He was spraying out to his teammates. I think he finished with 7 assists in yesterday's win. He was on the ground. He was diving for loose balls. He was pushing the pace. I thought his defensive effort grew in that second half. I'm still going to always have number 3 in my foxhole. I understand that the problems and the concerns of him not being willing to shoot. Josh, you're a good shooter, man. And I know that because when you don't think about shooting, you knock it down at one of the highest clips, whether that's step-back Jays as the shot clock's falling or the grenades that you get thrown in the corner when the shot clock is bleeding. You have the ability to be a good shooter. Just let it fly, my man. The confidence is there. You just have to believe it. I know that you're doing yourself, but take those open shots. I'd rather Josh Hart miss a corner 3 than drive into the paint, jump stop, kick out, and then we're taking an even tougher jumper. You can't pass up open shots in this league, and Mohamed Diawara showed you, even though he didn't make them all, just taking those shots open up everything else for this team. I can't believe we're here talking about Mohamed Diawara as a big impact player, and I'm not trying to overhype it. I really do think he is going to be a big, big piece for the Knicks in the playoffs. If you're hyped up about that win over the San Antonio Spurs, hit that thumbs up icon. The Spurs had won 11 games in a row, and the Knicks dominated them for 40 minutes of that game. They looked like the much better basketball team. Got a big week coming up this week for the Knicks. You got the Lakers, you got the Nuggets, you got the Warriors. Like, you got a lot of big games coming up. Got to lock it in. Playoffs are within sight. Make sure you're following the channel, and let's go Knicks.